But they managed to get a kill anyway. Off the back of that, that's Eski and Ruin both with one this game so far. Hull have got all 4 of their team members alive. They haven't had the greatest day so far, so they're looking for a good game number 4 to propel themselves up the rankings just a little bit. And that is a good way to start.
Sure is. While the fight escalates up here in the north, a new circle has popped, and when we saw the previous circle, if you were to ask me what is the worst circle we could get in the next circle, what's happened now is probably it. Let's see. In the meantime, we live again trying to prevent Dopamine from making their way in, and they're doing a great job at just that. Molan falls down, Seasung falls down. In the meantime, Eddie and his teammate Hanses are tanking blue as heavily as they can. You cannot ignore the snakes. It's what a turnaround.
Hanses manages to get the knock in the end, but Hobbit's there with the amazing reaction and godlike spray to say, "You're not touching me" out in the blue. And now we're gonna see if we can get some smokes down and the insta-resed out here as well. That was a great shot from Hanses. Let's not take anything away from that, but Hobbits was the star of the show there.
Oh, they're taking too much time on the edge now. It's starting to prove difficult. Phase 4 means you can't rest in the blue. You gotta carry him, you gotta get him inside the circle. But while they have been fighting on the north side, everyone else has been allowed to position themselves up the hill. You can see the kill feed already now popping off as all these teams are trying to make their way up the hillside to just have to go down on the other side in just a second's time.
And the problem is they've got quite a long way to run, so that's a lot of shift W's with no weapons out, not able to defend yourself properly. This is going to be rough, and after all, know this, they're down to a duo. No, sorry, a solo.
Nossa, que é esse time, cara? Por que tá travando? What the fuck problem? Ah, 1080p eu coloquei. Vou botar 720 de pegar isso. Melhor. Nossa. Esse cara, o Conel. Usaram o Conel. Explicit. Ó, o nickname dos caras, velho. Um nickname muito estranho. Nossa. Essa ganhei. Você jogou certo não, mas enquanto isso você tá jogando tudo. M4. Quase 0 recoil M4, velho. O cara é bom. Olha, no fight o cara tira, me vira a câmera. Nossa, que spray na boca. Ah, no PUBG deu mole e morre.
I was just gonna say, I don't think NoTag are expecting Enterprise to be up this close, and they sure as hell didn't. A freebie for Yanni as they now start backing off, but they have a fight brewing of their own, as you were saying. EA just over on the other side with an MK in hand as well. Dogs up, gets the knock on to one.
SLR, dale. Tá tirando onde? Pra cima, brother? Nossa, o cara tá de MK, Viads. Um morreu no gás, tava todo miado, certeza. Mas olha o tamanho. Eu queria ver o tamanho da safe. Mostra o tamanho da safe aí, velho. Os caras tudo beirando safe, velho. Os caras tudo, a maioria beirando safe, mano. É incrível, irmão.
Unfortunately, there's no one anywhere close to res him, so they have to finish Enterprise quickly and then run back. Otherwise, Digital Athletics could end up in a sandwich.
Dai, para de travar.
1 HP on free kills bleed out there. Very fortunate to still be on his feet. He's got his teammates to thank for that. Enterprise now, well, they know they got DA up close. The issue is they both have to move straight down into the open. So do you take this fight or do you try and back off? I feel like with them having been up here for so long, they have to. There's no way they get out of here without getting shot in the back by DA.
Quero ver como é que tá a minha voz aqui, como é que tá funcionando tudo.
I'm really worried. Like, Digital Athletics have basically chosen, I think, to leave their 4th up above and not try and go for the res because they know that they haven't been able to finish Enterprise. It's a horrible decision to have to make as a team, right? Someone's knocked and you're not going to res them, but I feel like it's the right one. It gives them the biggest percentage chance to beat Enterprise here.
And this is playing perfectly in favor of Entropic because had that fight at the top been over,
Entropic
could have had a real hard time pushing in from the east, but because they know they're still up on the hilltop, because they know there's a fight waiting to happen up there, Right, set it up right behind them. They're gonna just say, you know what, we'll stick around for a while. Once the fighting commences, that's when we're gonna push you.
Absolutely. And they might not know, you know, all of the identities and the nuances of the teams involved, but they're going to know that there's a lack of activity coming towards them that way because everyone else is where all those gunshots are. So they're going to be very prepared later on. We're not watching too much of them at the moment. They are peeking their heads, though, over the parapet on the north side. And I don't think DA can push into them, so they will be able to get the res. They could end up third-partying all of this, you know.
Sheep herding them up into the corner, try and take them out. After doing so, Nailab, of course, isn't there, so they are on 3 up close right now, which is a little bit dangerous. But again, they had one player knocked. I believe it was Ivers got knocked. They slow the push down, they back off. This is again where Entropic in the past could have been overzealous with the crest, even though a teammate went down. But again, they get the res up, they play back slow, and now they just sit here and hold DA from being able to go anywhere. Rupture down to blue.
Estão jogando na estratégia total, meu brother.
Back off if they want to as well, and Tropic know there's no one behind them. So again, another example of, you know, you're not getting third party. You've got the freedom to make these decisions when you want to, not when they want you to. So good.
They're just playing full control, and despite the fact that they're doing everything they can to find kills on the top side, actually didn't get any on DA there. One dies to blue, another is stolen by Enterprise. Now let's see, do they commit the push further forward? Again, remember, they are only 3 players here. Lookerrook's able to spot one. Solid peek through the bushes there, but do they fall back? I would assume that they do, despite the fact.
Seria bom se estivesse com o torneio para console, né? Esse top do top. Mas, fazer o quê? É assim que é a vida. A gente não pode ter tudo, né?
Lukerrook's already dialed into that tree. There's almost nowhere he can go. They have to try and take the fight.
Back off.
This is brutal. Where do they back off to, though? There's another team on the other side.
Back off. Olha o tamanho da safe. Só tem um cara no centro da safe. Sozinho. É, ficar duro. Ele tá no centro pra ficar duro. Olha o resto dos times. Tudo fazendo. Ó, vai dar de frente com o 2. O time azul aqui embaixo.
Position that they were in, right? If all of a sudden Austrian forces are allowed up on the ridge line, Entropic is going to be shot in the back no matter where they position themselves. So they need to deal with this right now. They don't consider Enterprise a threat. They need to come back down here and deal with Austrian forces as fast as they can. Nailab already finds the first knock.
I love, by the way, the attitude towards this. Nailab, if you notice, he waited a couple of seconds before throwing that frag. Why? He got the first knock onto Gurney and then immediately went into cover, buying his team time to get there before they go full aggressive, and it's these kind of decisions that give you the maximum chance of winning a fight. This is fantastic holding out from Entropic.
This is insane. They go from a 3-1 split with 3 on the top and Nailab down below. Then when the call comes in that there's push being applied from the south and them realizing and prioritizing the south side confrontation, they leave QBE up on the top to play essentially the same role as Lukerus did, as Nailab did, in just playing backfill and making sure no one's pushing in from behind. Now QBE dealt with the entirety of, or the rest I should say, of Enterprise on its own, and that's going to allow them to play a 3-1 split again, and this time with full topside control. That is incredibly well played by Entropic.
It's very, I mean, it's a great example of adaptability, right? The decision comes in and they instantly move in on the position. Okay, we've got the all-in coming in from Austrian Force. They know they have one knock. They have to all push in now. And they managed to get second one on the Lukerux as well. Entropic have made all the right decisions, but these
Mano, olha o tamanho dessa safe. Olha a quantidade de play, velho. Os caras deixam pro fight tá praticamente quase pro final, velho. Não tem o que fazer, mano. Deixa o Wood caiu, mano.
But Austrian Force are in trouble now from behind as well. The more they push up this ridgeline, the more SRM are able to spot them from down below, and I don't think QBE can really make a play on this. He's over on the other side of the road still, but you can see every single time Austrian Force try to peek on forward, they're getting shot from the west.
Nossa senhora, que molotov linda. Vai tomar um tiro na boca.
One Marco goes down now. Soccer knows exactly where he is. What more can you do? Still has a nade, still has a molly. You gotta use some utility to try and deal with QB here.
Esse molotov.
Managed to make it into a 1v1. QB has
Abusando
4 kills to his name. Can he make it 5 down to 44 hit points though, and Zocker's got another nade in hand. Is the follow-up going to be good enough? It is! That is right on top of him, and Entropic eliminated now.
Porcaria de HE, o cara jogou ali, meu parceiro.
But they've done it. Eliminate them to move into the top 6.
Massive kudos to Entropic for playing a good game, but sometimes you gotta admit defeat when Austrian Force lands bangers of shots like they did there. It's so difficult to be the team that has to peek over the ridgeline because they will see the top of off your head before you get lines inside of them. And again, I mean, you're only giving so many chances in a game of PUBG to go out and get yourself the win. And Austrian Force, while they might not win the game due to the casualties they took advantage of every single chance they were given, getting the beat, I should say, on
absolutely
on Entropic.
Really nicely played by both teams, to be fair. And yeah, here we go.
Sneak. That's a lot of utility.
He's telegraphing his presence there. We can say that much. That's a great throw into the first floor of the house. If you think about it, in real life, to do that, you gotta have some muscles on you, man.
I love the fact that he threw 2 nades in here and a molly and still checked to see if there was someone in the building downstairs. If there was someone in there, he would have been wearing a hurt costume.
He's thinking, oh, that's gonna be me around the corner. Don't worry, I'm not in this game. Definitely not. Fade going down to 1 shot, just about able to hit the deck in time as Skade. Now, Skade probably want to move further north if they want to aggress into this, because they have another team immediately to their south, and they don't want to be stuck in this sandwich for long.
Issue is here that, I mean, Fade is really being a nuisance to Skade, essentially. Skade, as you said, they want to wrap around, they don't want to take the fight to the compound, but now they're getting punched from both sides. Really unfortunate, they would have wanted the knock on Skade long ago, but not going to happen. He's going to be allowed to push back up the hillside. The issue is, Hitman can see him from above, so he can't really full-on commit to that either. And from down below, Adusi can't do a whole lot to help him up above. Adusi does get the knock onto Gemty, though. Now Hitman back into hiding once more. Somehow he has made it into 8 players alive. He was in this wizard tower where there was like 50 people still alive on the server.
He's got a desk to hide behind. It's all good. A doozy downstairs, He-Man upstairs. And to be fair, Question Mark knows what the score is. They're saying, we're going to have to spend a lot of utility to 100% force you out there. We're happy to kill everyone else and deal with you later. There's almost like a quiet understanding when you know someone's right there next to you, but on a different floor. You're vibing. You understand what's going on.
Yeah. Salve, in the meantime, they've been chilling in the compound pretty much the entire game. So not a whole lot of kills going their way as the heat has kind of been focused elsewhere. But I like the decision they're making now. We know that there's people over in the Wizard in both floors because they've been shooting over here. So why not just grab East instead? Why take a chance in making an open push into a building that is fortified when we have a chance to grab the other direction? So smart play on their side. Whether that's going to be the winning play for them, I'm not sure, because solos can still hit hard.
Deixa eu like agora, mano.
Giving the
Obrigado.
attack of opportunity. We'll see here if they can make a smart play over the top and what Soccer is planning on doing. Because as far as I know, they're not really aware that he's still up there.
You know, I reckon everyone else in this game thinks that it's the same team downstairs and upstairs. There's no reason for them to think they're different teams unless they saw the nades coming in so much earlier.
Yeah. We'll see if how things gonna pan out, but you're not wrong. I mean, again, Hitman has been up there for a while, not really had a whole lot of impact on fights. He found 2 knockdowns here, but those were both rest. So all he's done is gotten a flush onto Gemty, and if they didn't catch that in the kill feed, there's no reason for them not to think that it's 3-on-1 team being up.
Now looking for bodies in the smokes. Does he spot that Zocker's peeking the left side? A doozy just patiently waiting. He just wants a glimpse. Sees the throwable, sees Zocker, and look at that! Instantly out of the smoke and instantly out. That is Austrian Force out in 4th place. Beautiful stuff there from a doozy. And now choose. Are we really going to move away from this? I mean, they haven't dealt with the top 4 yet.
They have to know that he's still up there. He's just driving back and forth. I'm not quite sure anymore, but oh my lord, he's taking a lot of damage in doing so. What is
Foda-se que não dá nem pra saber onde você tomou tiro, velho. Que bagunça de smoke, velho.
Impact from above, so he knows that there's wounded people downstairs. The issue is the staircase is open on this side of the circle, so he can't really expose himself to that side. I mean, this game has Sauron written all over
it. Aquele lá tá morto, velho.
How it's gonna end
up? Tem cara em cima dele, brother.
On the side of the three-man team that just
2 caras em cima dele. Ah, tão morto pra caralho.
This could be 3 people Nossa. Blue, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. Is he even gonna give him anything? No, Saffron is gonna get a freebie. 3
Não deu a kill. Olha a kill dos caras. 2 kills, velho. 2 kills. 2 kills.
The circumstances around that circle were very, very weird indeed. But to be fair, was there anything else? We have to ask ourselves, was there anything else, question mark, could have... I didn't see how many smokes they had. Was there a way for them to underarm smoke and then leap out? Maybe everything was just gone. But what else could you do?
As soon as Soccer dies and they lose the east side control, because he was what was holding Salve down the hill. As soon as he dies and they take control on the east side, they push the smokes, they get like more of a wrapped around position, they're doomed. Because they didn't manage to deal with He-Man earlier, there is no push for them to make. And I honestly think it was the right decision in just forfeiting that game there.
I feel a little bit bad for Salve because they had absolutely excellent positioning going into the latter phases of that game. And normally when a team does that, it doesn't matter if you haven't had that many kills earlier in the day, right? That's fine because you're about to pick up the last 3 or 4 kills and that bolsters your score. And they kind of didn't get a chance to do that. So that's not really Salve going 2-kill chicken dinner. Oh my god, there's not many points. They were a little bit robbed by that. I feel like they deserved a bit more.
I mean, you'll take 12 points in the game any day of the week, but I agree with you. There was a world where they could have gotten a lot more kills. But then again, I mean, they had chances to make pushes out of the compound earlier, but they opted not to. But with that said, that is it for group number 1 today, guys. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll be back with another 16 teams.
So
stick around, and we'll see you in just a few.
Desgraçado. Primeiro grupo, não sei o quê. O que esse cara fala, irmão?
Some say character is forged in the heat of battle. Others say it is only revealed. But I don't need to tell you this. Because you're a survivor. Your choices define you. They make you. They reveal who you are. You know how to take that shot. Risk it all. And drop in fearlessly. Straight into the unknown. Straight into what may seem like a hopeless battle. But you have confidence in your insanely accurate controlled spray and your smooth, effortless melee weapon skills. You are a fighter. And you,
Você é lutador.
You are no mere brute. You're thinking 20 moves ahead. Extra ammo, a fully kitted weapon, plenty of meds, and the wits to gather it all while staying ahead of the circle. That's your endgame. Patience is perhaps the most difficult skill to master, but master it you have. Waiting for the perfect moment to spring your trap. That perfect headshot, a C4 ambush, or yes, even a quiet closet with some tempting bait. In freezing snow, in burning heat, you have pushed beyond the limits of endurance. Here, every choice has consequences. Here, every fight could be your last. But I don't need to tell you this, do I? Because you are a survivor. Be the survivor you were born to be. The choice is yours.
Propaganda top, hein? Será que tomou na boca? Bote a musiquinha de novo. É, PUBG tá atualizando. Só porque eu queria ligar, né?
Everybody has to start somewhere.
Normal.
Feel the rush of competitive esports with Gilu. Create your team. Compete in weekly and monthly tournaments. Play against skilled opponents around the world for the ultimate esports experience. Gilu, the home of everyday esports.
Mas galera, vou ficando por aqui. Um abraço pra todo mundo aí, quem não colou no live, quem colou, tamo juntos. Valeu, Bernardo, valeu todo mundo. Valeu, Kami, valeu, Esquerdinha, valeu. Agora vou falar o nome de todo mundo, nós estamos da B.O. Muito obrigado a todo mundo, valeu, gente. Beijão. Até amanhã, se Deus quiser. Vamos ver se amanhã eu abro outra live no YouTube e Facebook. É nóis, tamo junto.